I forgot to do that. Oh, hey, training tank guy. Oddly specific. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Hey, Xander. Back to what I was doing. What? I forgot to say before I did that. That was dumb of me. That's right. I need to do this. So that. There we go.
On you, so stay focused on what's at hand. Remember,
I am not that guy.
Survival is paramount. Good luck to you all. And Mobius 1. An end to the war would be a nice birthday gift as well. Mobius 1.
Well, I don't know you.
That's one down. Radar lock.
Where are you? Where are you? The arrow moves. There you are. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Bandits in gun range.
Oh, come on.
Heads up. Locked on.
That's better.
Radar lock.
I mean, that's usually what happens when your plane gets hit by a missile.
Silver Bridge with vector 030, 4 miles. Silver Bridge with vector 060 on the nose.
On the nose. No, Sam.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Why do I gotta do it? Why don't you do it? You ever consider doing anything for yourself? No, I gotta carry this entire conflict. Just me. No one else knows how to do anything around here. Don't worry, I got this. Even though the sun is square, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Nobody panic.
Johnson Memorial Bridge destroyed. They're cut off now.
It was a different time. I feel like games are so cinematic now. It's all about trying to emulate movies, and I don't really like movies. So, you know.
You're in gun range. Tank destroyed.
Peace Walker was
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
shockingly good for me. It's probably one of the best PSP games out there, right up there with Crisis Core.
Fox 2. Got his tail. Submerged municipal area. At Vector 240. On the nose. Enemy resistance is tougher than we expected.
Isn't it always?
We're taking tank fire from the landfill.
See, they're already in the landfill because they're trash.
Mobius 1. Fox 2. Enemy submarine sunk. Mobius 1 will get us out of here alive, so stop whining.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me.
Don't worry. We have our aircraft flying top cover.
Again!
Fox 2.
I only ask that you guys try.
AA guns destroyed.
It's just one of those things I wish you would do.
We're moving in via highway
Yet here we are. Don't worry.
Tank destroyed.
I got about 75 missiles in this plane that can carry 2.
Too close. Mobius 1, Fox 2.
Don't worry about it.
Tank destroyed. Keep an eye on your front and flanks and let the aircraft do their job. You take the one on the right. I've got a lock on. Got plenty of ammo.
That's actually where I played Peace Walker, was on the collection.
Vehicle destroyed.
I never got it on my PSP, interestingly enough. But I think either way it's good.
Warning, inbound missile. Fox 2. Tank destroyed. Heads up, enemy radar spike. We've got bandits on radar. Sorry, I can't. Bandits in gun range. Watch your altitude. Fox 2, Fox 2. The missile didn't hit. I'll assist with re-entry. I'll fly support on that aircraft. There they are. Fox 2, Fox 2.
Come on! Oh, mine? This is what I'm flying now, the F-22. I think I've said that before in one of my best planes ever. I mentioned that. Of course, no one watches my plane videos. No one watches my videos in general anymore. Unless I get significant dip is making
Heads
me
up,
sad.
enemy radar spike.
It's because I'm a failure. Just not talking about trains enough is the problem.
Attack! Attack! Mobius 1, missile! Missile! Aircraft is damaged. Aircraft is damaged.
You're damaged. We're all damaged.
Hostiles confirmed. Mobius 1, missile! Missile! Tank destroyed. Bandit behind you.
No! I said no.
I'll take it from here. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Fox 2, Fox 2. Chopper shot down. The close air support is here. All
Doesn't everybody these days?
I'll take this one. Bandit, behind you. Break! We've got ourselves a dogfight. Fox 2, Fox 2. Tank destroyed. We've shot down over the city. Increase your throttle.
That's, the F-22's 5th gen, not 6. 6 doesn't exist yet, technically. Working on it, but it doesn't exist yet. Yeah, F-22 was the first of the 5th generation.
Going down. Mobius 1, Fox 2. He's all mine. Missile hit. Fox 2. Can our troops reach the landfill under these conditions? Enemy vehicle
257s are 5th gen. They are not 6th gen, they are 5th gen.
Fox 2. Right behind you. Tank destroyed. Tank destroyed. Missile hit. Get on, Mobius 1. The fences on that landfill are pretty tight. Mobius 1, bandit behind you. Enemy battleship sunk. Heads up.
Well, there's a lot of really dumb articles out there. You gotta watch with that. I promise you, they're 5th gen.
Tank destroyed. Check behind you. Fox 2, hard enemy radar spike. The wing guns damaged, and the tank commander's dead.
It's what I do. I just recorded a video yesterday about that. There was a bunch of the topic that I had to talk about. A lot of people said a lot of dumb things about it that just wasn't true, so I had to come in and fix it. Not that anyone's gonna watch my video because it's not clickbaity like everyone else's video on the subject is, but I'm the only one who's right. Because everyone else tries to make it sound worse than it is, and I hate that. I hate it, I hate it. It's already bad enough. You don't need to... Ugh. Sorry. When you do research like I do, you read a lot of sources that are really questionable, and you have to be very careful with that sort of thing. The internet is a plethora of knowledge, but it's also a plethora of lies.
Fox 2, Fox 2. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Attack! Attack! Whee! Got one! Think you saw us? Mobius 1, Fox 2. Nice kill. My 6 o'clock. Mobius 1, get out of there!
Yes, they would! And I recognize the Arthur meme.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
I heard a voice.
Hard enemy
A
radar
voice I have not heard.
Enemy vehicle
Oh
destroyed.
man, that was crazy.
Oh, hey.
Howdy.
Mobius 1, bandit at 6 o'clock.
What's up?
Not much.
Enemy leaders are using choppers
Golden
to escape
planes.
from the HQ.
Of course I'm playing planes.
You said, I said right side, you said nothing much. I said nothing much other than trains.
Oh. Really quiet. It might be my end, though.
Hello? Hello? Is that better?
I can hear you, it's just... Hold on, I gotta fix it in a second. Let me just cross this return line so I don't get obliterated or crash into the ground like a moron. That'd be nice to avoid.
Approaching point of return.
Mobius 1.
Unless, of course, you
perform a
want me to
landing check.
fail.
You are cleared to land.
No, that seems like a lot of work.
Does it?
2 miles to touchdown.
I feel like it's a lot of work because I need to do it again.
Right. Okay. I have fixed it. The audio balance was off.
Mobius 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
I was just explaining to my viewers the plethora of lies I find in my research on the internet, and I have to be careful about that. As just yesterday I had to dispel a bunch of lies about the topic I was discussing.
Why does it remind me of somebody came into your server and was like, Josh is wrong because he was like, Josh is wrong about something, so I'm gonna argue with you right here, Decky, about this. And he sends you this giant thing about how you're wrong. And I went, man, I don't know what any of what you said just meant. This is you're not.
Do you remember what the topic was?
Here. Something about these two different planes, you would compare to them and said one was better. And he was like, actually, the other one's better. And I went, but I don't know. I literally said, you're barking up the wrong tree. I know nothing about planes.
It might have been a YF-23 fanboy again, or something dumb like that. I remember that happened, where someone was like, or maybe it was the J20. Someone was like about on me about that too. Like, actually, and I'm like, dude, there's a lot we don't know. I even said that in the video. Like, you can't just like, well, I'm an aeronautical engineer, and then he insulted me, and I'm like, well, you're not a very good one if that's how you handle arguments.
Oh yeah, I remember. I just scrolled up and I saw you had responded to him a bunch, and he had deleted his comments.
No, I banned him after he insulted me.
Because
yeah. he told me
that was funny.
He told me something. He told me I was something explicit about you're just an American something, you know. And I'm like, are you gonna? Yeah, that's obviously the issue, though. You know.
And I was just very confused because he was like pinging a bunch of mods, like, you have to get on this, and I went, but you.
No, I won't. You know, first of all, shut up. Second of all, you're an idiot. Like, if it was the J20 guy, the J20 right now, the second iteration is supposed to, but it doesn't even have thrust vectoring right now, so technically it's not even as maneuverable as the Su-52, let alone the F-22. So, shut up. I don't know, maybe he was, I don't know.
I don't know. Some people are just weird about the trains and about being right about information.
Well, oh, no. I believe me, I know. It's just one of those things where I'm like, are you doing this right now? Are we really having this discussion? Like, I gave you the information based on what we know about it. And what killed me about it is, it was a damn short he was upset about. One of my jokey little, you know, short videos. Like, it wasn't even meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And that's what it was about. And I'm like, dude, if I got something wrong in one of my documentaries, or, you know, or even a top 5 list, I would happily discuss this with you. This was a short, man. Are you kidding me?
People just really need to, like, take a breath and realize that the internet can't hurt them.
Yeah, well, you know, it was one of those things where I also remember, like, there was another time before when I was really just doing trains. Someone was mad to me about, like, you said this locomotive isn't as good as this locomotive, and I'm like, it's not. It's a fact. Like, you can like that locomotive; they're both good, but it had problems. No, it didn't. It did. It did. This is a fact. Like, shut up. Okay.
I never thought that one day I would be here being like, ah yes, I have to deal with train people.
I'm sorry. Okay?
Listen, dude,
I did not mean to bring you into this world.
I am not in no way offended, but I am perpetually confused.
It's really no different than someone who gets upset about a video game.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I know
Honestly-
that. I just mean, like,
honestly,
the details.
same
I can't
energy.
argue on your, I can't argue on your behalf about, like, when the guy was like, well, if anybody did any research, they would know this, this, and that. And I literally Googled it, looked at, like, 5 things that, like, were all yelling a lot of things I didn't understand, and I went, but I can't help you. I actually really don't know. The trains go in the air, and then usually, if it goes well, they come back down. Like,
You're in gun range.
The trains go in the air?
no, planes.
You said trains.
No, I meant planes.
That's how
Planes
out of
the
touch
plane
you
guy.
are with this subject.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. It's
what do you mean the trains don't fly?
It's like me talking about football and being like, look at that home run!
Good job. There are no aircraft remaining on radar.
Sackers, I meant planes!
I don't think you did.
We're in control of the illusion headquarters.
You know what? Just like I always say, subways are not trains, I'm just gonna say trains fly now.
Ours. You made it through alive, Mobius 1.
This game does not look like a game from a PC 98. Don't, come on, man.
It doesn't. This is an
This is like
early
at least
PS2
PS
game.
I was
This is
gonna say, like, this is like at earliest PS1, but most likely PS2. I actually didn't know which one.
early PS2.
Yeah, seems about right. PC 98. Oh.
On September 19th at 1200 hours,
You know, it was very fun yesterday, Josh.
What?
I call up one of my friends and we're just hanging, and he's like, "Yo, I see you're playing Final Fantasy, and so I must show you the other greatest MMO of all time." And then he loads into WoW, where I had never pulled up to the games at the same time, but the difference in just everything is quite staggering. And also, I found it very funny because it's 2022 and they still don't know how to make a robe that isn't one that isn't like 10 polygons and then just textures.
Oh, New Haven. So this is an emulator. It's not perfect. So it messes up the sun, and if you notice the plane model that, just mine for whatever reason, no one else's, is jet black. Like, not even any texture, like a black void. Which I personally dig, but it's not the way it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look, textured like a plane. So, yeah, that's the emulator's fault. I'm playing it off the disc. I have a PS2. I have the game. It's just, the emulator doesn't run this one perfectly for whatever reason, which is weird because it handles Ace Combat 5 just fine. But Ace Combat 4, it's like, what's that? That's not a plane. That is the unspeakable darkness. The curse.
You gotta add the trademark in at the end. Yeah.
That's right. Hashtag.
Mobius 1, engage.
I will say the one thing I wish that YouTube streams had, which I think is just a strange decision. Can you put like what game you're putting the game you're playing in the title? It like on Twitch, could you like click that game title and then like find other streams about that game?
I don't know.
I think the answer is no, which I've always found peculiar.
Box 2, box 2.
Oh, I forgot how hard this is. I used to be able to do that with in one try. Anyway, I played Valkyria Chronicles. I own Valkyria Chronicles. I have not looked into Generation Zero though.
Ready for battle. All aircraft
Generation Zero.
Mobius 1, engage.
Oh, speaking of, I have to check my Goodwill books.
Your what?
So Goodwill has like a auction website for their more valuable products. That's how I get a lot of my Final Fantasy art books for like 80% cheaper than normal price. And I'm currently bidding on two things that just recently got updated. There's a Final Fantasy 14 1.0 Collector's Edition right now that I'm bidding for. And I want whoever is constantly outbidding me to know that I'm willing to drop like $200 on this. They're not gonna win.
Sure?
Yeah, I have a timer set up so that 10 minutes before the bid ends, I'm just gonna sit on there.
They might win.
I'll leave them on. I'm also bidding for. There's a bunch of assorted PC games, and I don't care for a bunch of them because basically you buy like a whole lot of games that they have, and I care for none of them because there's like Spore and Modern Warfare 3, Battlefield. And none of these things are interesting. However, they have a copy of the original American McGee's Alice.
Interesting.
And I really want that.
The original one hasn't aged very well at all. But I really...
It's also $100 plus to find a physical copy just for collector's reasons.
Yeah.
I really like the American McGee Alice.
I do too. I really like... The
sequel.
sequel was really good. I really liked it.
Did you know they're working on a third one?
Yes.
Even though it's kind of in a weird position legally, but they're still working on it anyway.
Yeah, it's one of those cult things where like it never seems to do well initially, but people wind up liking it because you know it's very artistic, and you know his style is really cool. He wanted to do the same thing to Wizard of Oz, but he couldn't. The Kickstarter failed, so he couldn't. Which kind of sucks. I would love to see what he does with Wizard of Oz.
I really think that he's one of those developers that, like, if just one of his games took off, he would be like a household name. He just needs that game.
Yeah.
I evaded somehow. Sanitize my 6 o'clock, Mobius 7.
Yeah, I'm talking about Madness Returns. I like Madness
Returns. I think is good.
I really like Madness Returns. I couldn't get into the first one. I like the style, but I didn't play it when it first came out, and it, like I said, I don't think it's aged very well. The combat's very, very jank.
Yeah, I mean, even Madness Returns is a little bit jank, but it's a lot better than the first one. And
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
Like any game that old is gonna have a little bit of jank, but it's still a good game, so you can just get over it. And still to this day, my sister. Okay, so like she does a lot of ink work, and she has a kind of more creepy art style. Is the best way I could explain it. I hate explaining it that way because I think it's a lot more than just creepy, but I don't know how else to explain it. And one of her, like, whenever she would get stuck, like, creative block, she would, like, because she went to Art Institute, which is, like, a college for art and stuff, she literally would rent out their copy of the, American McGee Alice Madness Returns art book. And so I've been trying to buy her a copy, so she has one, because obviously she's been in college for a while, she can't really go and borrow a book at a college, she has to go to it.
I mean, she can.
She can, but it's also really far from where we live now. So.
Right.
And so I really want to get her a copy. And these things go for like $150 minimum. Because they didn't make many. I'm gonna buy for her one of these days. It's just annoying to try to find one that... And the worst part is, like, I wouldn't mind spending $140 on an art book. I literally wouldn't care. However, I'm not gonna spend $140 on an art book that's falling apart. Like, I want the book to actually last more than a year before it breaks. Because a lot of them are, like, really worn.
The once familiar scent of burning jet fuel has long since faded away. What was once Yellow Squadron's runway is now just a local highway again. I write this letter to you now. I know it must have brought him unexpected joy to have an opponent like you.
Well, I beat Ace Combat 4
Cool.
in less than 3 hours.
Also, apparently,
That sounds like me. Apparently. Yeah, this game was made in 2001, just so we're clear. Well, I started this the other night. So I already played through the bulk of the game then. So
oh
I
man,
have...
you're playing Sonic 06?
Is this how you want to die?
I mean, Sonic 06 is the best Sonic game ever made.
oh, I actually have good news real quick, Josh.
Before you say that, okay, so stream, I don't have to go for another hour, so I thought this would take longer, because I want to switch over to Ace Combat 0, but I have to actually, I can't start that right this second, because it involves downloading something. So what I'm going to do is play another game that's just sitting right in front of me that didn't work before, but I think it'll work now that with this new emulator, and I would love to play it again just for funsies. It's technically still an aerial combat game, it's just not at all the same. Anyway, go ahead, guys.
Apparently Alice Asylum, is actually, they're going forward and they're starting to pitch the game. They have, like, the full design bible, they have everything ready, and now they're pitching publishers.
What game?
Alice Asylum, the next game in the American McGee Alice series.
Nice.
And it's kind of been in a limbo for a while because we didn't even know if American McGee could buy the rights back to Alice from EA. So, presumably, considering he's doing pitching, I'm assuming that's already done.
You guys remember how some of the old PS2 cases had little spots for the memory cards?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yes, I agree.
Memory cards aren't thinking.
Now it just has a sticker to be like, buy the extra space DLC for $3,000.
To be fair, and memory cards aren't things now.
I mean, yes, but I'm saying they've turned
all
it into
fairness,
another monetization thing.
Interestingly, I didn't realize this game was also put out in 2001. Is that how old G4 was?
Good God, people liked G4.
When it first came out, I thought it was the coolest thing in the universe, and they just kept playing the same stuff over and over again.
Well, at first too, and then I realized, oh right, it has no taste.
Last thing.
Well,
on
once
the...
X-Play became a thing, I never watched X-Play.
I just don't think anything on X-Play was ever very good.
Last thing I'm going to say now, before we move on from the topic completely, I just wanted to throw in also, this blog post was literally posted 10 days ago, so everybody who I've been seeing on the internet saying that it's a developmental hell is never coming out, ha! We've been getting consistent updates, y'all are just missing it because you're not on his website. And, okay. Also, his Patreon is very affordable. The highest tier is $5.
Nice.
You know who else's Patreon and channel numbers are very affordable?
History in the Dark.
My highest tier is also $5.
I'm gonna go onto eBay and look up SkyGunner.
How'd you know it was SkyGunner?
Because I knew exactly what game you were talking about before you even talked about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
something really funny happened.
what would that be?
Someone tried to outbid me on Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 Collector's Edition.
How dare they?
Right? The audacity!
Yeah.
You know what's also really funny about that? Kane, weren't we talking about the fact that there was no... Because we were talking about how, like, oh, like, if somebody wants to make a private server, they need all the files. And we were talking about the... how there was no console release for 14 1.0?
Yeah.
Why did I not think of the fact that PC releases still have physical CDs?
Well, that does include all of the data on the discs. There is still like the problem of the actual patching, the actual patch information.
Oh, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, that's the problem you'd run into if the game was released on console. Is like,
Yeah.
you would have a lot of the preliminary stuff and everything, and you have the download a bunch of extra stuff too. But it's still the fact that, like, people who are probably trying to make a 14, like, 1.0 private server, that's probably where they got a lot of the files from, now that I think about it.
Probably, yeah.
Technically, you could go in right now and play it, but there's no quest or NPCs. You're just walking around the world where all the objects are down, all the buildings are down, and everything is empty.
Can I just say how much I desperately wish that this game had done better and actually got an anime adaptation? Because this
Same.
intro is just so beautiful.
What in the world is this?
SkyGunner! It's made by Atlas.
Oh!
In 2001 for the PS2. It was kind of fell under the radar, but it's such a good game.
Kinda reminds me of Professor Layton. The only people who like Professor Layton were people who like Ace Attorney, and even then that was only a subsection of people.
Oh, it wasn't made by Atlas.
It was published by Atlas.
Yes.
Okay,
It
who-
was developed by a company named Pixel Arts.
I've heard of pixel arts, I feel like.
I've heard of that. What else they made?
Pixel Arts list of games. No, that is Pixel Art Games. That is not what I'm
Hold on, I'm just gonna look up SkyGunner, and I'm gonna click Developer Pixel Arts.
They don't even have a Wikipedia page.
That's sad.
They have a giant bomb.
Cool.
Oh, looks like they literally only worked with SkyGunner. Why does their name sound so familiar?
They only made SkyGunner?
Yeah,
Ah, it's just like Whoopee Camp! Damn it!
You know
Why
what?
do these good artistic developers get screwed over? Whoopee Camp only made the first 2 Tomba games and failed miserably because they never sold well. It must happen the same thing here. Why?
Why does the name of the company sound so familiar then? I don't know. It's weird.
There are probably companies with similar names.
Yeah, fair. I have to reheat my coffee. I'll be right back.
By the way, Josh. Just like speaking of manuals, I got my my Japanese import copy of White Knight Chronicles 2 got here the other day. And I was really excited. And I looked at the manual. We got totally screwed in the manual department.
I got too much to do.
In America, the manual for White Knight 2 is 7 pages long.
Again? Don't look at me if you break something.
And it's in black and white.
How long has it been since your last tune-up, Capon?
The Japanese version is 71 pages.
By the way, I heard there's a new gunner coming to help beef up security for the expo.
He'll be staying here starting today.
Already hired, but I doubt we'll need his help. Is this his stuff?
I don't know. Might be.
You know, I think I told you this once before, Kane.
Oh.
But There's one thing about this game that I'm just like, that's so bad that it comes right back around, and it's just amazing to me. There's a rival character to the main character CL, right?
Yeah.
You know what the rival character's name is?
What?
Revol.
I get it.
I get it too. I'm like, that is disgusting, but also beautiful at the same time. It's just one of those things.
That is hilarious.
I also love Revol. He's hilarious.
Sounds like fun. I guess I'm jealous after all. Is that the package?
What? Another Blue Protocol stream. Holy crap.
The criminal genius vaunter.
Where are these things coming from? Looks like they want to fight. What should we do, CL?
That's what they want Len to give it to them.
I have to remember how to control this, as I have no recollection.
Well, you need a joystick for one.
Thanks.
You see, it sort of controls like Panzer Dragoon.
It really doesn't. I mean, there's one control mode that can do it that way, but I choose to use the other way.
Yeah. I technically own the original Panzer Dragoon because Panzer Dragoon Orta on Xbox has a unlockable version of Panzer Dragoon.
Does it?
Yeah. If you beat the game or something, you can unlock the original Panzer Dragoon for free.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, back when games actually had worthwhile unlockables. Which even then, can we not do that? Like, have it be an unlockable thing? Just let us play it. Like, to me it's a completely different thing if you have like unlockable content for endgame as opposed to an entirely different game that some people could potentially be way more interested in than something else.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello!
Alright, I'm back. Also, Kane, I never updated you, but my friend is doing a lot better today. And by a lot better, I mean he's still absolutely miserable, but he's not as bad as yesterday, so.
Well, I'm glad he's feeling a little bit better at least. Every little bit helps in situations like that.
He got pizza just now, so.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
For context, Josh, I had to dip on Kane and Teddy because my friend was upset.
Well, tell them to stop being upset. That's usually what I do.
That was because my ex said he was upset, which is the best part. By best part, I mean shittiest part. That annoyed me. Also, update on my apartment thing that I was bitching to Kane about yesterday too. We got approved today, so
Hooray!
there's over.
Crisis averted. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was looking for a new apartment, and we've been looking for a new apartment because we live in a 2-bedroom right now, and we need a 3 because there's 3 people who live here.
Need a 3.
3 people live here, 2-bedroom apartment, and we just basically converted the living room to a makeshift 3rd bedroom. But we'd like to have 3 bedrooms, like, you know, that the person has a door and a wall, you know.
Yeah.
So we were looking at this apartment and we really liked it, but the person was just yanking our chain constantly and just making it a real nightmare to just pay the application fee that I had the money for. They just were not taking my money. It was really annoying. And then my current complex was like, well, actually, we told you had until the end of January, but we're moving it up a little bit to the 27th. So you have to tell us if you're moving out or not by the 27th, and if you don't, then we will charge you a bunch extra because we have to give 60 days notice, or else they're gonna charge us like $1,000 in like a late fee. So we were like suddenly on a time crunch where the people we wanted to move into were not taking our application, and the place we were currently at was trying to pressure us to renew our lease without really being able to move. Also today I talked to the people at my current leasing office and I was like, hey, how much would it be to move to a 3-bedroom? And get this, they don't know the prices of their own units.
What?
Wonderful.
Because they use a pricing software that uses apartment availability, market value, and location to automatically calculate the worth of a unit, and it changes every day. So she was like, I actually can't tell you, like, because she was like, you could renew your lease, and if we have a 3-bedroom open up within the next year of your lease, we'll just let you move into that new place with a $200 transfer fee. And I was like, but how much would the new apartment be? And they were like, we don't know. It's like, that's helpful. And she was like, the only thing I can tell you is the last unit that we sold was $1,760 a month.
No.
The place we're looking to move is like $15.99, which is still on the more expensive side, but it's on a way better side of town that's next to everything compared to here.
My rent is
where it's next to
$10.50.
nothing.
I just want you to know that.
I mean, yeah, but we're looking at a 3-bedroom with like next to.
Yeah, 3-bedroom. I
everything
guess
is-
that'll.
It's a 3-bedroom that's next to basically everything in San Antonio. Like, it's right next to downtown. Like, we're attached to one of the most popular trails. Like, we have like a door. We have like a trail from the apartment complex that leads straight into the giant trail in San Antonio. It's right next to one of the main malls. That's like one of the best malls in San Antonio. It's next to a bunch of really good shit, and it's great. It's awesome. A little bit more on the expensive side, but even that being on the more expensive side is still cheaper than most of the other options in the city. Because the average price for a 3-bedroom is usually $1,800. Well, if you're not considering like moving to like the ghetto.
Don't you want to move to the ghetto?
No, I lived there all of my life.
Right.
So yeah. And so we were like, why are we going to potentially stay here? Where, by the way, the apartment is basically like 50 square feet bigger than what we currently have. So all they're gonna do is take the room that we have right now and just like cut another part of it off to make it a makeshift room and then charge us an extra like $350 for it. Also, 3 bedrooms. Well, we live in a 2-bedroom townhouse where we have a washer and dryer connection, and the 3 bedrooms do not.
Great.
So we'd also have to use their in-house facilities that are both expensive and also
Right, that you have to
because they're
pay
great.
for.
Yeah. So we were like, no, like we were thinking about staying here because if it was cheaper and we didn't have to move, like we don't necessarily like this complex, but it would have been a better option. And we're like, why are we gonna stay if it's most likely gonna be more expensive for way less? Like that just doesn't make any sense at that point. And we
It's all about it. Makes perfect sense if you don't think about it at all.
yeah, so we got approved for it. So now we're moving in March, and now I have to start packing. See, the great part is, I work from home, so really, no matter where we go, I don't have to worry about travel. My sisters, on the other hand, this place that we're moving to is actually closer to their jobs. So, again, another convenience.
But is it closer to your job?
As long as I have a Wi-Fi router.
That's the joke.
Canada has been having that accusation for a long time. That's actually not a new thing, by the way, person in chat. It's actually pretty crazy, like, the level of, like, screwed up that story is when you look into the details.
Yeah.
So what have you got for us next?
Don't get too excited, kiddies.
Ukraine is getting tanks now?
We're sending them M1.
Oh, nice.
M1 Abrams.
Good.
And I think Germany finally let Poland do it. They basically said, just don't tell us about it.
Good. I still find it so funny that they're like...
Look at you, Addie, rooting for the military over here.
I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the military, but also...
Join us! Join us!
I will thoroughly enjoy watching Russia horrifically fail in front of everybody. I enjoy that a lot, actually.
I have
The fact that Russia is like, you guys need to surrender. And Ukraine is just like, you're gonna have to drag literally all of our bodies out.
No, they like Russia really, Putin really expected them to just roll over. And these are freaking Ukrainians, okay?
Yeah, like I don't know what is wrong with them or what he expected. And he's like, we can end this war, just give up half of your territory. And they went, no! Also, are you talking about me, Elias? Hi. I'm Addie, I'm Frog.
This is a frog.
This is Frog.
Did you get my? Did you get the TikTok I sent you, by the way?
Oh, I didn't. Everybody sends me TikToks, and I always forget to look at them. Let me look at it right now. Hold on.
I'm also here. Hi. I'm a figment of your imagination.
Oh, God,
Don't
yeah,
use
that's
it.
what I've been telling myself for years.
Actually, Josh, my name is Shodan.
Oh,
Now,
God.
Remember that?
No, no, no. Don't need any of that. Alright, hold on. I'm actually gonna
we all
quit
know the
and restart.
multiple layers that is inaccurate.
Because I apparently don't remember this game well enough to use the hard controls.
Is that real?
In terms
What?
of in terms of
Is it like a
prehistoric,
movie or something?
prehistoric. It's a prehistoric animal.
Suddenly, I'm like really into dinosaurs.
Big chungus.
Big Chongo! Big Chongo Bungo, little frog! Let's go!
They named it Demon Frog.
Good. Canada needs to be called out for that crap. They listen. America has been called out for a lot of things.
I
They're
just had to
frankly-
spend the last 10 friggin' years listening to all my liberal friends on Facebook be like, Canada is so much better than us.
Canada is better in some ways, but it's by no means the holy ground of utopia that everybody claims it to be.
Yeah.
I still prefer to live in Canada than here, if we're just talking about medical.
That's the only thing!
That is the. Considering my whole family has a long history of dying from medical reasons, yeah, it would be real nice to actually not worry about money with that.
Yeah, like, that's one good point, Hayden. Like, on one hand, yes, they have nationalized insurance for healthcare. You have your care card and that you go. But the problem is there's really bad wait times because everyone goes because everyone has it, which in a perfect world that's good, but they can't manage the demand.
Yeah, and they don't make as much money, so it's a lot less lucrative of a job for people to go into medical when the profits are very low compared to the U.S. Because privatized also means that doctors make a crap ton of money.
Yeah, there's benefits that people don't consider. Plus, there are other elements of Canada's infrastructure and bureaucracy system that are also.
I'm okay with the taxes, by the way, Hayden.
It's not. Well, I don't think you will be.
I know how much it is. I have friends who are in Canada who have explained to me the tax system because I've asked them out of curiosity. And
Okay,
if
that's
if
really.
If that meant that I got into a car accident and, would it be in debt for the next 10 years? I feel like it's kind of worth it.
Okay, I'm not even talking about the taxes though. I'm talking about other expenses that you're not considering. For example, and I know this isn't relevant to you because you don't drive, but Zach does. Recognize that I pay $40 a month for my car insurance. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's for full coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's socialized up there. You know how much they pay? But Zach has to pay a month for car insurance.
$300.
Not quite that much, but $200.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't. He has a clean record like mine.
Technically, I would have to pay that much too if I got a car anytime soon. Because if you're
But,
under
like,
25, you're an at-risk driver anyway.
I recognize the importance of everyone having access to healthcare. That's not unreasonable to me. I totally follow that logic, and I think that more can be done in that avenue. But I also definitely don't think everything should be socialized because not everything works out well in that field. Car insurance companies compete with each other for lower rates for people.
I will say I agree that everything should be socialized, which is why I said when I was specifically talking about expenses,
I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you.
I feel like I should clarify for chat too, because everybody in chat is also just like, you don't understand. And I'm like, I do. That's why I didn't defend the fact that a lot of this stuff doesn't work. But I do argue that, considering again one of my main concerns in life is medical, because my family has a long list of like cancer and stuff. Do you know how expensive that crap is here?
Addie, I'm a cancer
No, not you! Chat! I'm well aware, Josh!
I'm gonna say, like, I had cancer! Like, I know!
I'm well aware that
Okay, alright, go ahead, as you were.
No, like, I had to get a cyst removed because they were saying there was a very small chance it could turn into something bad, given time. That was like $8,000, and my insurance was like, nah, that's not important. Because it's not cancer yet, so it's elective.
See, my insurance covered most of my surgery and everything, but I still owe the hospital like $3,000, still.
I got my new insurance, and it literally was like, our insurance is so great that we paid 90% of premium. So for an American example, if you broke your leg and had to pay $15,000, you'd only pay like, what was it, like $2,000? And I'm like, for a broken leg, nah, just let it sit. Like,
Listen, I'll reset it on my own. It'll be fine.
yeah, exactly. Like, what the? When your insurance says it covers 90% and that 90% will still put you in like pretty severe debt, like that's a problem. I'm sorry. Like it just is. People have died because they can't afford diabetes medication. Like that's just messed up. Like Okay, granted, Hayden, I think that's really crappy. Also, my 24-hour hospital next to me has like 24-hour wait time. So I don't think that's necessarily just a thing in Canada. Like unless, like the key word is to go in and just be like, I can't breathe. And like they'll immediately like raise you up on the list. Even if you can breathe. That is what you usually would say.
There's a lot of issues with, like, the truth of the matter is, I acknowledge that there's certain elements that can be socialized and it can be helpful.
Not everything should be socialized, and I think.
But not everything should be socialized. Like, an entire socialized system has been proven repeatedly not to work that well. Or at all. It can make things a lot worse in many cases. Have you seen Venezuela?
I mean, we could even talk, if we were talking about, like, privatized healthcare versus public, the UK has, like, really good medical stuff in some ways, but did you know it could take 3 to 5 years just to get your preliminary appointment if you're trans? Like, not even to start anything. Like, you have to start the paperwork by having, like, a consultation, and consultation wait time's like 3 years.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything until that. You can't change your name, you can't do anything until you have the consultation. And so the only option is privatized healthcare, where it's hundreds, it's like $100 million industry where they charge you up the wazoo to do privatized.
My whole thing is this: we live in the richest nation in the world right now. Okay. There's really no reason why why the government can't afford a proper government-issued healthcare, guaranteed health insurance. Leave the hospitals alone. Like, you don't need to change the private nature of hospitals. That's fine. I worked for a hospital. They are encouraged, like the doctors there are good. Like, they do good work. They help people. But it's not the hospitals themselves that are the issue. It's being able to afford it. And there's no logical reason why we in America, why there can't be a government-issued healthcare system. Now, there are government programs that will. That kind of stuff does exist, but it doesn't cover everything. And normal health insurance, even privatized health insurance, the problem with privatizing health insurance, that health insurance is whether you get it through your job or just pay for it on your own. I've looked into it. It's like $200 a month. And that's not affordable.
I'm very lucky that my current job pays 100% of my insurance premiums, so I literally don't pay anything for it.
A lot of full-time jobs do that. But still,
I have to go for a bit. I will be back. But yeah, last thing I want to leave this on, because I absolutely do work. The last thing I want to leave it on is EMT, people are talking about in the chat about how in UK and other socialized systems, ambulances can take days to show up, which is very bad. I'd also like to bring up that in the US, yes, we do have a lot faster ambulances, but they charge a lot, and then none of that money goes to the actual workers, because EMT people, it's like a government-funded job, and a lot of the agencies are for the government, and so they charge you, they pay you like $10 an hour to basically see people die every day.
Yeah, it's a rough position to be in.
So
yeah,
both are awful.
Also, 3 days to get an ambulance. Just listen, the person's dead. Why bother at that point?
Yeah, just like just send over a certificate of flowers at that point. Like, all right, I'll be back.
All right.
I don't know if you're even gonna be here, Josh. I know you're leaving soon, but if you are not here, then I'll talk to you later, I guess.
I'll be gone for like an hour, but then I'll be back.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll talk to you in an hour, like a couple of hours then. Later, guys.
Later. I just discovered that there's PS2 Bomberman games.
I knew that.
I didn't.
Never played any of them, but I knew that.
I would assume they're all Japanese exclusive. If not, I just had no idea they were ever released in North America.
We got Bomberman Act Zero, so it's good enough, right?
I still wish we would get, like, another Bomberman Hero game. Like, that game's always looked really cool to me. I have it on the 64. I played it growing up. It just needed, like, another year or so in development, I'd say. I was always confused about why Super Bomberman R on the Switch was like, wow, why is this so anime? And I'm looking at the PS2 game, and I'm like, oh, because it was that way beforehand.
Fool, it was already anime!
I played Bomberman before it was anime. Like, it really wasn't anime back on the 64. Like, that's where I played it. I had no idea it had PS2 games. So this is a completely new world to me.
A whole new world!
Normally I would add to that, but I have no idea how to add to that.
We know do good, boss.
Kane, what are you doing?
Not much. Just looking up some Japanese PS2 games again.
Of course you are. Don't you own them all already?
Not all of them, but I got a few. I'm looking at one of them and the price hurts me. It's not even like that expensive, but it's expensive enough to be a pain in the butt. Like $60 for an old PS2 game. It's a game called Chain Dive. It looks really unique. It's like a action RPG with a really crazy aerial combat system where you're using a grapple beam to get up into the sky to take out most of the enemies. Probably won't get it for a while, but that would definitely be one to add to my collection.
Ah, yes, a fine addition to my collection.
I would sooner add the Japanese copy of White Knight Chronicles 1 to my collection, to be honest with you.
Another fine addition to my collection.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on the fact that I'm still considering getting at least the European copy of 2 because it links up with the PSP game, which never came out in the US.
Still mad about that, huh?
Very mad. It didn't even come out just digitally. It was already translated into English. Still very mad.
So angry.
I am very angry. The other thing I've been wanting to try is a mod to Super Highlight.
Hold on, can you handle the pod? Bob, can you protect the cargo planes from the fighters? Leave the air.
Because I think if that game were actually like patching, or were actually patched and made a bit more normal, I think it'd be pretty fun.
Never.
There, balloon gotta go boom. That's all. Retreat. Retreat.
Oh,
There's more.
come on.
They might come.
Oh no.
If you don't take care of
Can you hear me?
What?
Alright, good. You can still hear me.
What?
I don't know what happened.
Shaving a haircut? How can you not like shaving a haircut? I mean, come on now. Classic.
This is the one time I'm actually happy that it, like, opens up in a new tab when you click things. And you can still hear me just fine?
Yeah!
That's so odd right now. Okay, what else works? Really just eBay? I think eBay is just messing up. I mean, at least I know it's just eBay.
What you bought on eBay
Tell me why.
ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Why?
I never wanna hear you say
I want it that way.
Well, the one I'm using right now probably could fly. It's got wings, you know, and a motor. It's a pusher, but it probably could fly. These airships don't seem to have any way to propel themselves forward, so I'm gonna go vote on a no with them. But CL's plane is the one plane in this game where I'm like, that could probably fly.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it would do, but it could probably get off the ground.
Oh, that would look oh, that'd take so much effort, though. Oh, but it would look sick. I've been looking into the idea of going full tilt on, like, customizing one of my PS3's shells. And I think it'd be awesome to add a decorative acrylic window. And I was thinking, like, what would be the best thing to put on there, and my first thought originally didn't work out. But then the second thought that hit me like a truck, I'm like, I should make a White Knight Chronicles PS3.
Here he goes.
I could put, like the frickin' knight symbol from the shield onto the PS3, cut out the different acrylic pieces, and match them all up. Oh, it would look sick! But I was just trying to figure out, like, how, like, what would be the best way to do it. I'm looking at shells for the PS3, and I'm like, cutting a hole, cutting out the underside of an original PS3, or, like, under the, like, the big PS3 logo horizontally.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, FOM's, the one on the right, FOM's plane, that one. That could probably fly too. Though I question the act of standing on it, like doing a perpetual wing walk in the cockpit. As for
Sonic, it's not his fault.
As for Copan's plane, I have no idea how his is flying because his wings are vertical, and it doesn't make any damn sense. I have no idea how his would ever get off the ground. That one would not work.
Commence the attack once the cargo ships have started to refuel. And make sure you take care of those annoying gunners.
Boss, speaking of gunners,
What? They're here? No. No matter. I will crush them with the Grandier.
So the original PS3 has like that shiny, glossy top piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you unscrew it, you can actually pull that entire top piece off. Hello.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Hola, mi amigos.
Oh no.
Hello, Zach. Josh is streaming SkyGunner
Oh,
on YouTube.
hold on. Girlfriend's calling me. Gotta answer this.
Oh, okay. How are you?
Drunk. Here, 1 second.
Gotcha.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
I have just disconnected from my VPN, so hopefully it will increase the quality of the call.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I did archery this morning, and I did not win,
Ooh.
but then I decided to go down to the pool, and I met some other Canadian folks, and we hung out, and then they started musical trivia, and I won musical trivia.
Woo! Awesomeness.
Yeah. They made me dance to an Iron Maiden song, and I had to sing for Queen's Somebody to Love, and apparently there's karaoke at the sports bar tonight, so I'm gonna try and go there and meet up with the rest of those Canadian folks.
Gotcha. It sounds pretty fun.
I just cracked open a beer from our mini fridge.
Nice.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Kane?
I'm doing okay. Just looking up some ideas for random projects. I've decided I've decided to attempt to customize one of my PS3s at some point and like cut out a nice acrylic window. Yeah, I want to go full tilt. I want to go full tilt on something in particular because what I want to do is I want to like make something that's really nice that screams me. And what I've ultimately decided is that I want to make a White Knight Chronicles PS3.
A White Knight Chronicles PS3? That does sound like you.
Yep. And what I was thinking is, if I can find the icon, let me take a look. White Knight Chronicles emblem, I guess. But there's a particular emblem. Aha! Perfect. Oh, apparently, thank you, DeviantArt. I know, that's not gonna be very good. It not only is it not very good, but it's a transparent image, I think, so you're not gonna be able to see it very well. That's
okay.
That's kind of better. We'll do that. And we'll do. And then just for the sake of, oh, yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. But this is the, I'm putting it in VC text chat, but this is the emblem for the Incorruptus in White Knight Chronicles. And I just think it looks awesome. And I want to cut that symbol into the top of the PS3. And I just think that would look really sick.
1 second. I will check in a second.
Sounds good.
I'm typing in another symbol right now.
Ah, yes, the Canadian in.
The Canadian is here. How are you, Josh?
I'm fine. How are you?
Drunk.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I tried archery this morning and I did not win archery, but then I in the last like maybe like an hour ago I won musical trivia.
You want musical trivia?
Yes.
Sounds so lame, but you won, so good for you.
I had to dance to Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden, and I had to sing Somebody to Love by Queen, but it was worth it.
Heck yeah.
So are you streaming right now?
I am.
What are you playing?
SkyGunner.
SkyGunner. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that one.
You probably aren't. I didn't even realize the developer only ever made one game, and it was this one. Why do I always find these games?
I know the pain, Josh.
Is it a PS2 game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you emulating it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I own it, but I'm playing it on an emulator.
He's got one of them newfangled disk systems.
Yeah.
A compact disc is what they call them. A digital video disc.
Man, this actually, I'm looking at screenshots right now, and this looks really cool.
It is. They only ever made one game. It's sad. Okay, it's sad.
Oh, the art style is so cool. Man, they don't make games like they used to.
Here we go with the nostalgia trip again.
Been saying that for years.
Here he goes. So you
I
got him
miss
going.
the era. I was just gonna say, I miss the era of PS2 gaming. Like PS2, GameCube, and Xbox era of gaming, I think was pretty peak creativity. This is my unpopular opinion, but here we go. PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, I just think is peak gaming in general, because it was the only generation that we really saw, like, really good ideas for re-releases for older games being packaged in with the newer stuff. And then we just saw so many creative franchises born in that time frame. Like, I miss that era of gaming so much. It was such a golden age.
Yeah, this game gives me, like, I know it's by pixel art, but it gives me some real Sega energy.
Yeah. Little do we know, this is actually just like how BioShock is a spiritual successor to System Shock. SkyGunner is a spiritual successor to Afterburner.
No.
You know, I still haven't played that Panzer Dragoon remake that I bought.
I haven't played it either. I haven't bought it yet, though. It's sitting in my GOG cart because it's on sale for $2.50. And it's really hard to say no to that.
Yeah, I bought it for $3 on the winter sale.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but they're doing karaoke tonight at 10 o'clock. So, 4 hours from now. And the Canadian people that I hung out with said they wanted to hear the rest of that Queen song.
This was fun, Gunner of Reeve, but you haven't heard the last of Rival.
Every time I hear that name, I know he came before it, but I'm just like, my brain keeps correcting it as Rivali.
God damn it.
Alright, guys, I actually gotta take off for an hour. I'll be back.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Bye.
Okay, bye.